YouTube live. Now, everybody, do not buy a Top Chat thing. I just found out what that was. Don't. We're going to take everybody in order, please. And also, if you want to get in touch with someone on the other side, you have to leave at least their first name. Otherwise, we'd have to just skip over the question pretty much. All right, let's see. We have from, oh, hi, Erik. Also, I love you.
He said, hey, Mama.
You know, Mommy never forgets, okay? Mama love the baby. Okay, so let's see. We got something from Helene Remui. Any messages from Mum Hjördis R? HJ I don't do that right. The Norwegian funky O. RDIS. Bella, do you want a spanking? Yes, please. 2, please.
She said, you know what? I don't want you to be concerned, Helene, about little things right now. I want you to be focused more on the bigger feelings within yourself, the bigger love and the bigger fear. What is your biggest love? What is your biggest fear? And make that your focus and your integration right now. And all the little things that you think you should and shouldn't do about your life and about your practice and about your friendships. What if we just throw them out the window right now and focus on these bigger things?
I like that. Thank you, Mom. That's very nice. All right, another one from the Zoom Q&A side, Amanda Patterson. My name is Amanda Patterson. My mother-in-law, Reba, was somewhat diagnosed with Parkinson's, and somewhat is in quotes. Parkinson's less than a year ago. I say somewhat. Oh, okay, because there's no definitive test that exists that can make a diagnosis true. However, they can somewhat assume you might have it based on low levels of dopamine. She has progressed rather quickly for typical Parkinson's patients and doesn't seem to be responding to the medicine, which makes me think this could be some other neurologic disease and not Parkinson's. Yeah, it can be kind of the great mimicker, like a couple of other things. Erik, can you help me by telling me, is she being diagnosed correctly? And even more importantly, what can they do?
He wrote down on my paper, not diagnosed correctly, and he keeps writing exclamation points. And he said, this is really simple with certain things. You know, doctors think that they know it all. And with
yes,
Parkinsonism and MS and things of this variety, they are symptoms of something in the brain, but they are not conditions. They are symptoms of something else that doctors don't know what else right now.
That's true.
So he kind of stepped aside for me to tell you what I think it is, because I'm a medical medium.
That's right.
He said, is Parkinsonism symptoms. And then what I was getting was a certain type of tremor that's rare, that's more genetic, and is on her dad's side. And he also said, he nodded to that, and he said, and dementia too, more dementia is present. And when dementia in combination with this specific type of tremors is more of a brain function that doctors don't understand yet. So we can't really give you a diagnosis, nor am I qualified professionally. But from my medical intuition standpoint, I can tell you that this should be treated in a different way.
And how should that be? What could she do from her side, at least? Not from the doctor's side, because we're really not qualified to do that here, but.
Yeah. Erik says that's the thing. How much responsibility can you have, particularly when she's dealing with family members who won't really follow her belief system with that? And sometimes that is the lesson in and of itself, is to understand that we send love, and we understand that that person is ready to check out in a certain sense, maybe not of their body, but they're checking out, and we have to honor that they're checking out of their head. So if they're checking out of their head, we hold a space for the body, and we give comfort, compassion, and peace. And that's what we do. What else can we possibly be responsible for in that particular scenario? He said, we can't hold ourselves responsible as family members for that.
Yes, of course not. I would go to Google and type in differential diagnosis Parkinson's and see if you could just educate yourself as to the different possibilities and, you know, modalities of cure.
Sure.
And I would also look into low dose naltrexone, because it's the why not drug. I mean, it's been used in Parkinson's and a bunch of other stuff. Because
I did that for 5 years.
yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah, for 5 years. And it is incredible. So
It triples your endorphin
yeah.
release. And endorphin is what's behind pretty much all disease. I mean, not endorphins, inflammation, and it modulates and normalizes the immune system and combats the pathological inflammatory response. So look that up, low dose naltrexone, or you can email me too at emedhus@gmail.com. All right, now let's go over to the YouTube livers. Hello, hi, Jay-Z. Is that the real Jay-Z? No, you're real to me, Jay-Z. I don't care about the other Jay-Z. You're my Jay-Z. All right.
Eric said, yo, maybe it is.
Jen S, why do I keep seeing, oh God, this has happened to me, 11, 11, 11, and 111. That happened to me even before Eric died. It's like, what is this? I would go to bed and look at my husband. What's going on?
Yeah. Yeah. Eric said, because you're looking for it, man. Here's the deal. Whatever it is you're looking for that you would deem a proper spiritual coincidence or message from your guides, and you've been told in your conditionings and in your systems that this is the way that we get in touch with you. So that's, you're looking for it, and then it shows up. You created it. It's not us that created it. It's you that created it as a means of confirming that you're actually connected, not just to us, but to yourselves. So you've created in your beliefs certain memories, patterns, certain complex systems about what these numbers mean. And you know what? Your angels honor that.
Oh, and she wants to know if it has anything to do with the pottery business. Is it like them saying, hey, you're on the right track, or what?
He went to me.
Oh no, she's about to start it. Sorry. And
Yeah.
a hard time naming.
He said that in the conditioned beliefs about numbers, that one is a confirmation of, yes, you're on the right path for sure. And every number system means we created collectively to mean something different. He'd be happy to go through them, but maybe some other day or whenever mom wants.
She's having a hard time naming the business, but if you just ask your guides and keep your mind still and see what comes up, or just ask them, give me some creativity juices. Let my creativity juices. What chakra is all about creativity, Pam?
Sacral, second chakra.
Okay, all right, good. Then just do things to do whatever it takes to balance.
Eric has some advice on that. He said, okay, so you're creating pottery, but what is that a metaphor for? Like, you're creating yourself. So how are you creating and building yourself? Like, consider that in your naming.
Yeah. My sister, Terry Hannigan in Topanga, California, has a pottery business. You might want to look her up. Terry, T-E-R-I, Hannigan with 2 N's. Okay, she's been doing it for a long time. Okay, hi, everybody who's saying hello. Hi, Potty Mouth Starseed, love your name. I don't know, is that on your birth certificate? I hope not. Anyway, Randy, thank you. Blah, 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 everybody. Hey, everybody, hello. I really love you guys. Could you please bring in Chris Cornell from the band? Yeah, he's on my list. We can't do that now, though. Let's see. I have a question. Every November, I get down and sick. Oh, wow. Okay. Oops. Then all of a sudden, everything jumped. Sorry about that. You know how the scroll just stops?
Yeah.
Okay, so, oh, wow. It went way far down. So anyway, so what do you think about that? Oh God.
Every November. He's saying
November.
To the lunar calendar. So your body at a cellular level has.
Oh, that's Katrina. Sorry, it's Katrina. Yeah.
Yeah, has decided to be sick at that time for different reasons, where you have decided in your contracts that that's when you want to mend. That's when you feel safest in integration. So your body honors it and says, oh, let's do this again. We didn't do it last November. So let's heal it again right now. There's no particular reason. You're just cellular memory patterns.
Oh, wow. What could she do?
Integrate the emotions behind it this November so she doesn't have to do it again, he said.
Well, that sounds really, well, I was going to say easier said than done, but it doesn't sound easy. How do you do that? How do you integrate emotions?
He said,
down for us, dude.
It is a matter of awareness of what you feel and being present with it, accepting it, forgiving what you feel is wrong about it, forgiving any circumstance that arises in the conditions around it in your life, forgiving yourself and others, and getting rid of shame. So that involves awareness of yourselves and how you feel, and then forgiveness of whatever's arising that isn't love. And when you do that, then it's easier to just formulate a new reference point, because you need a reference point other than shame and guilt and things that aren't love. When you get that for
Yeah.
yourself, integration happens naturally. I don't care about the modality of the process. I don't care what
Oh,
you do.
wow. Everybody could use that information.
Awareness of
Wow.
it and forgiveness of it, no matter what. He said, I really am trying to give you no exceptions here. I mean, no matter what.
That's good. No exceptions, no excuses, no bullshit. All right, Susan, thank you. I had to put my 13-year-old Punky, a miniature pinscher. Oh, I had one.
Oh, bless.
I loved dearly to sleep for his sinus cancer in January. I was wondering if he was going to come back to us, or if I could suggest a nice dog for us, or he could, I'm sorry, suggest a nice dog for us in the future. We miss him terribly. Oh gosh, to me, that is just so difficult that we outlive our pets. Oh.
Mhm. So I see him, and I'm seeing him more in his happier years. He's chasing a tennis ball, and I'm
Oh.
seeing like the allergies that were happening as well, that involved with his sinuses when you guys thought it was allergies. And he's like, just forget that. Whatever you're holding about thinking it was allergies for so many years, can you just forgive that now? And maybe though, don't get another pincher. The miniature pinchers might have some problems that if you're still holding guilt about me, you will hold yourself guilty again for those genetic problems that just arise based upon the breed. So maybe just get a different breed, but call in my essence. I'll come. I have no problem. Throw the green ball and I'll come.
Oh, that's so sweet. All right, I really believe in this stuff called ultimate pet nutrition. It pretty much gives you everything that should be in dog food, but is not. And I think you can even like look at it on YouTube, but I'll be looking it up in just a second. But right now,
This is a dog
um,
expert, I'll tell you
Te-
what.
Tessa wants to know anything for my drinking problem that would help.
I think she's asking like Ilboga. There's a
Oh
substance.
yeah.
I think
Okay. I thought that was her first name.
it might be like a plant or something that they've created to like this more natural to help with it.
Okay.
To wean off of whatever feelings happen when you Erik says whenever you come off of anything, not just alcohol, but anything. So there are some side effects to it though that can cause mental distress, and there's often mental distress in people with drinking problems because your addiction is a cover for something. That's in everybody. Addiction is a cover for something. So
Oh wow.
it triggers agitation and anger and agitation based anxiety symptoms. So it can make you very agitated. So that's something that you should know, he said. Now, I always have to give the qualification legally that I'm not a doctor, nor am I qualified to make these statements to you. This is strictly intuitive response.
All right, that's good. And I'm well, in a minute I'm going to tell you you dog owners get a piece of paper and a pencil, and I'll tell you what I give my dogs. Okay, Mr. Oystein, is that German or Norwegian or what? Anyway, what is causing my back pain? Spiritually, it's probably you don't feel supported if it's anything like mine, but go for it.
At the basis, Erik says, yeah, it is, but it's also not receiving support for him. So it's not just some people will give and support, but not allow themselves to receive support, even when it's basically being flocked in their direction. And he doesn't ask for support. So of course it's not going to be flocked in his direction because he completely gets reclusive and shuts himself down and gets very shut off from society in certain ways emotionally and doesn't ask for support. So people don't feel comfortable because they view him shutting himself down. And they view that as a no, don't support him. He's not okay with it. They feel like they're intruding upon him when they want to support him. So he needs friends and love and support in a way that he needs to let people, ask for it. He needs to ask for it, Erik.
Well, what can he do in a practical sense?
In a practical sense, Erik wants him to stop drinking so much caffeine.
Oh.
Caffeine literally drains the neurological system, and it drains things like from the bones. It's astringent, and it is also bad on the neurological system and causes a neurological response that causes inflammation around the back. So stop with the coffee and high amounts of caffeine, and that'll help just like really cut down.
Okay. All right. Okay, here it is, guys. Sorry about the doctor, whatever, but the stuff I give is a powder called NutriThrive. And you can probably look that up on YouTube because it explains in great detail. And the company is Ultimate Pet Nutrition.
Oh.
And now my dog's poop smell like roses. Not really. Anyway, we could dream. All right, so let's see. Let me do the YouTube side. Katya, Moonlight, Katya, Katya, give me guidance about university for me. Or can, you probably said, but typo. Moonlight.
He said for Katya that there's an issue right now with finding out something that aligns with you and understanding that it isn't always just something that the paper that you get from a university will actually show you. So if you put too much credence into that, that's really hard. So what if you just do what you enjoy, and all of the different decisions you have to make about majors and minors and things that you have to choose from that will arise along the way. But for my advice for you, he said, Katya, is don't be afraid to change it. You're going to change it. Give yourself permission to change it, because these are conditions and structures that don't necessarily apply, to people spiritually waking up, and you have to make it apply to you if you really, really want that. But first of all, question if you really, really want it. And then if you do, why do you really, really want it? Is it really, really necessary? And then find yourself, and then every piece of paper that you use to validate yourself won't matter anyway, but just support who you are and what you do.
Very nice. Very nice. All right. We had one above that one. I've been into heaven. I don't know if that's a question, but if it is, just let us know. Or maybe we could just ask Maria. Vision in the morning. So bad. Y'all wait. Y'all get old too. Saavedra. Saavedra. Maria Saavedra. I always have to do it in Spanish accent just in case. Whatever. So has she been to heaven? Was that experience true?
Yeah, and Erik said, and we all have our version, our expansive versions of heaven that we create. And that was the heaven that she created for herself. Is it the heaven that someone else would create? Maybe not, but that's what she believes. So that's what happened.
Exactly. That's what Erik's always said. Okay. Good morning, beautiful people. Good morning back. Finally, I get to see you live. Hello, I love you. I wish I could see you too. That's not fair. Huh? All right, so Anna Yatif. Good. I'm sorry, y'all, if I botch these names, but it's good morning. Can you please tell me who my main guide is? And are there any messages for me? Good one.
He said, we as guides will always honor your role in your belief that you need one. And now let me tell you the truth. There are aliens right now in other dimensions looking at you as their guides and calling upon you in their meditations and looking at you to know what to do with this powerful life that you're leading. So look at it this way, look at it this way, that perhaps you are the guides, you are the creative beings, you are the gods, as you call it, you are the angels. What if spirit doesn't need a guide? Would I even have a job for you then? Who knows? Some of you might get sad about that, so I'll stick around. But I'm just saying that you are the guides to yourself. So I could give you all the hundreds of thousands of names, but it's like, he gives me this analogy all the time. He shows me this football field, and you can like say, if I am looking for my guide, I'd be like the star quarterback, and all these extraterrestrial beings that are in the bleachers, and all these guides and guardians and angels and protectors are in the bleachers cheering for me, right? And I'm the star, and I'm like, hey, which one of you wants to support me? And they're like, yeah. and there could be like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds with banners. So he's like, so would you go to one and say, hey, you're my biggest one, so just let me focus only on you for a little while in order to get to know all my abilities as the star quarterback? No.
Wow, that sounds good. Yeah. All right, what do I do about the people who raise their hands? Are they in the Q&A? I mean,
oh, they're telling you they want to come on screen, or that they want you to pay attention to their question.
I'm going to. I swear, I'm going down the line. So hopefully we'll get to you. Sherry, on the Zoom side of things, would like a message from her mom, Wanda. Blessings to you both. Blessings back, darling.
She said, I was ready to go. I was ready to go. I was ready to go. No matter what anybody would like to argue or believe or say. So I want you to think about all the ways that the family handled that and forgive yourself for not being able to control or to change the painful ways that they handled the scenarios surrounding me and my passing. Forgive yourself for not being able to be there in the timing and then the specific physical ways that you wanted to or that you thought you should rather. And I love
Good. Is she doing okay?
you. Very
Oh,
peaceful. She's in what Dolores, Cannon, and Eric sometimes talk to me about this similar thing. Like they call it like the resting place where people just rest and don't do anything.
oh, that's where I'm going to hang out for a long. I want to pre-order my nice cush lazy boy with drink holders on both sides, okay, and big flat screen TV, Netflix screening all 24/7. Anyway, that's what I want.
I'm not going to. I'm going to come right back. I'm going to be
Oh
like,
God, of course you
open
are.
everybody. That's going to be me.
Of course you are. All right, let's see, Kathy Q. I'm missing my pops a ton right now as I go through an ugly divorce. Oh, bless your heart. My dad always gave me great advice and had a way of making me think things through like no other. That's a good dad. Does he have any advice for me during this really difficult time? His name is Patrick. Yeah, that's I sometimes I ask myself, oh my God, I wonder what so and so's my great grandmother's name. But oh, that's right, they're all dead, so I can't ask anybody. So it's
Mm.
tough.
Hmm. He said, but you know what I would say. You know me so well like the back of your hand that you know what I would say. And it'd probably be something sarcastic or witty or ridiculous. And it would make you laugh and it would distract you and it would be highly inappropriate. And I just want you to give yourself permission to conjure that essence of me. And then you'll have me because the way that you connect to me is very in your head, very telepathic. And then my phrases come and you're like, oh, I'm just pulling upon memories. But it's me trying to talk to you in my way. So, oh, he used an interesting word. He used the word Quinn or Quinny or something. I don't know what it means, but it's like an endearment. So there's that.
Oh.
And he said, I just want you to embrace that as your truth. And that when you do that, then you will understand that I've been trying to be there. I just pop in with all my phrases right in your head.
So just to know that whatever thing you're getting in your head is, that seems to be related to advice about this divorce, or even just words of encouragement about the divorce,
Oh, he doesn't
that
encourage.
will
There's
probably be
something
him.
weird that he does. He pops in her head and he says something kind of inappropriate and like laugh to make her laugh to kind of. It's very always kind of politically like not PC and very like yeah.
That's good because that raises her vibration, so she can think through these things in a better way. Are you there?
Yep.
Oh, okay. All right, we'll go to the next one. Um, let's see. Any message from my brother Danny? And that's from Randy Brumley. Randy with an I.
You know, addictions cover things, and you know that I didn't need a cover with you. You get me. Thank you. I love you.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Now another person wants to know: is God real? I just say what Erik has said, that it's just this. It's everything. It's everything is energy. God is everything, and that energy is love. And of course, there's a spectrum. Wow, super, super unconditional love to wow, the darker, but it's all still light and love. But maybe we ought to have the expert say, I want a second opinion, she says, or he says, whatever.
Erik said, what? I'm the expert now? You're just
Well, I mean, you're who we have to deal with. So I don't know. Why there's somebody who knows more than you? I doubt it. Go
So
ahead.
someone asked him this recently in session, and he gave me, he likes movies to give me an example of things sometimes.
Oh,
And he gave me an example from this movie called Lucy, where at the very end, something incredible happens. Spoiler alert. He makes me say that because I will spoil a movie in a heartbeat. So at the end,
oh.
when she is like completely expanding into her true nature, she just like kind of dissolves. And then there's nothing, but there's everything at the same time. So he said, if you could wrap your head around being nothing and everything at the same time, and stop looking at God as a circumstance or a body or a thing or a situation, but just as an essence, you'll understand at the final part of that movie where someone says, "Where are you?" And she says, "I am everywhere and I am everything."
Wow. All right, we got one from Suzanne on the YouTube side. Hello, I am Suzanne. Do you have any messages for me in general?
Yeah, I'm gonna write for a minute. This is from her higher self. He stepped aside. So he wants you to consider this, and then he did like that to your higher self. And your higher self said, you need to embrace life as if everything is perfect. This doesn't mean
Ooh.
accepting people's actions or behaviors or circumstances, like the pain that's around it, but accept that everything is perfect in that moment for a reason to evolve you deeper into yourself. And that perhaps you've been called into this as a challenge, which is an opportunity to expand your commitment to love yourself further. This is what this is about for you: embracing, allowing, accepting, being, and inevitably becoming who you are.
Awesome. So look, I know I'm old, okay, people. So I got YouTube Live, I got the Zoom Q&A, but I also have the hand raisers, and then also find out that I have chat questions on chat via Zoom. I can't do them all. So y'all, next time, let's just stick with YouTube Live, and maybe I'll put that in the instructions. Anyway, and the Q&A, because it's like juggling. I can. All right, it's juggling too much. Maybe Pamela can do it, but not me. Okay. I'm wanting to connect with. This is from Amy, with Terry Garcia, and ask her if she has any messages for me.
She said, I want you to accept your function in your own family. Everything that you're building around you is so important right now in your family, in your household. So everything that's pulling you outside of that is something that it's just an obstacle that needs to be just not there right now. I want you to focus on you and your own. Okay. And Erik stepped in and said, imagine if everybody did that. The world would be so peaceful and magical if everyone just focused on themselves so fully and completely in their households, in their local communities, in all of that way.
That would be pretty cool. All right. Hi, my name is Bezalel, aka Robin Eve. I'll stick with that one. Do you have any messages for me from my father, Robert Way, W-A-Y?
I'm glad that you stopped trying to understand my identity. I'm glad that you no longer want to assimilate it into your own. You don't need my karmic patterns at all. You know that, and you forgave that, and you moved past that, and I'm happy about that. And it's okay. You don't have to know everyone in your family all the time biologically to know yourself. So she's going through something, or went through something recently karmically, where she was eliminating karmic patterns, is what Erik said. That's what he's talking about.
Ah, I see. All right, so let's see. On the YouTube side of things, hey, does my dad, Eddie Brown, have a message for me and my sister, Andrea, or Andrea, either one?
Mm-hmm. What is the person's name again?
Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe I didn't say. Oh, I didn't. Amanda Panda.
Oh.
Got a ring to it. Got a rhythm.
She needs a message more. The sister does, Andrea. And it is focus directly on what's in front of you with a child, female. I'm getting a little girl. The family needs this focus at this time, but you are the biggest person who can make this decision for her. So there's a little girl in the family, particularly related to the poster's sister. And Andrea needs to focus on that child.
Okay, excellent. All right, so how do people go to get on the YouTube live, by the way? I just kind of don't know. Do you do they go
Oh,
to my channel, right?
they go and then they need to scroll down and then they'll see people typing in the chat, or they can look to the right and click live chat. It looks kind of like a little button that they click to the right of the screen, and then they'll see it kind of scrolling to the right, depending upon what device they're on, to the right or at the bottom of your screen.
Okay. All right. All right, let's see. Love you, Elizabeth Rents. Love you both so much. Any messages from Eric or Jesus?
Yeah. So Eric said, I want to talk to you about what Jesus thinks about free will. It can't be taken from you. It's the biggest part of a creative law in your universe, is that it's the one thing that happens. Love and free will are the two things that can never go away. So why are you worried about someone being in control of you or someone taking away your free will in your life right now? That's all.
Okay. All right, got one from Pearl Sherath. Sherath, I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm sorry. Hi, Eric. Can you tell me what's going on with my 18-year-old son? His name is Satya. Satya. How can I help him? He has really bad eating habits and does not seem to care about his health. Thanks. Oh, a mother never stops worrying.
Eric went like this, and he said his face is in front of a screen. Neurologically speaking, when a child's face is in front of a screen too much, what do you need to do? Like change the internet password just so that he'll eat? You need to do what you would do. Get very creative, because he's very smart. Get him out from in front of screens. Understand that otherwise you're getting anxiety and depression and all these things that happen in the brain when it is on neurological overwhelm from devices.
Yeah, it's hard when they're 18. It's like, wait, I'm 18. I'm an adult. I can do whatever I want. Yes, but there will be consequences.
And moms can too. Moms can do what they want to, and they can change the internet router password.
Exactly. Or you can make a deal with them. Hey, every time you eat something, a healthy meal, and you can have a certain number, otherwise they'll start eating all the time.
And then the
Then
yeah.
you are going to earn X number of screen time minutes or whatever.
Yes, that's exactly what he's advising.
All right, that's what I would do. Okay, I know I faced the same problem with one of my grandkids. All right, okay, let's see. Jesco. Hi there, greetings. My name is Jesco. What a cool name. Any messages from me by any chance?
You have Yeshua. Eric just backed up. He was like,
Move that.
so you are now experiencing the culmination of everything that you've chosen to create in oneness, but you're not following along with the body. Why? Why is your body not doing what you wanted to do? Is an interesting thing. So just allow the body to follow along. Give the body permission to follow along with this, and understand that you're bringing oneness into creative form now. That involves the body. How are you going to do that? It's a journey.
That's a big. Okay, we're going to go to the Zoom side. I've always been drawn to Egyptian history. Same with my younger son, Lucas. I've channeled to Cleopatra and received messages about feminine archetypes and grids. Wow, I didn't even know that anything about that. Was an Egyptian priest in my past life that practiced healing. I often revisit this life and remember a lot of it. I feel drawn to study these practices. Am I meant to do something with this in this life with healing or alchemy? And if not, what am I meant to do with this information?
Eric said, I want to tell you that guides really don't work that way. We don't start backwards like humanity does, when they tell you that your job or what you do is actually your purpose and your contracts. What we tell you is what you feel is your purpose and your contracts, and what you do supports that. So if you're drawn to it, that of course means that you are meant to do it. Now, humans do this thing in purpose, he says. They do this thing where they're like, this is the ultimate thing. And he lifts his hands like this, and they want to get there, and it's the holy grail. And they're like, this is it.
Oh yeah.
He said, well, what then? You're going to get there, and then you're going to be like, oh no, that wasn't my purpose. It's something else. But that will always happen. It's a treasure box. It's a treasure trove of breadcrumbs that you're leaving yourself to creatively master love. And there will always be something else. So that this is not it, but it's close. It's bigger. It's getting there, you know? So this is just going to support, you know, all of your mastery from other times and now, and you're going to love it. So why not? It's not a should or a shouldn't. Do it. If you feel drawn to it, do it.
I like that. Okay. Let's see. Any cures for chronic Lyme disease? This is from 7598.
Erik says, and a cure for something would have to mean that you've cured the emotional underlying condition that's there, that you've integrated that. So commonly speaking, particularly in the United States, it's about being inflamed and attacking yourself. So what part of you believes in confusion when you get attacked by others, and when you are not aware that you are attacking yourself with your fear-based beliefs? So just be aware of that, and it'll start to heal itself. It's an inflammatory disease. With that being said, I always have to say with medical questions, yes, I'm a medical intuitive. No, I'm not qualified professionally or medically to answer your questions. From the intuitive standpoint, I have to tell you that what I've observed over the past 20 years of looking at human bodies and physiological conditions is that Lyme disease has to do with what Erik says. He is spot on. It has to do with basically going into a deep space of feeling that attack is true. Okay. Now, from the physiological perspective, what can you do also from your body to eat things that don't attack the body, drink things that don't attack the body? Is it requires a specific diet, and your inflammatory markers, you have to keep that under control with your diet. So less histamines, people, less histamines and less lectins.
Very cool. All right. You know, we just did a thing on YouTube on weird diseases, and included Lyme disease. So you might want to just check that out. And here's if you just Google LDN against Lyme disease. Let me see. I'll give you a link. You can look at it. Oh, how do I do that? Station. All right, here we go. Here we go. You got it.
There's like parasites and pathogens also in the blood that causes it. So you can detox that, he says, you know, so.
Okay. I got a question. Somebody sent me something about there's this $7 dog deworming thing, or not dewormer. Well, I don't know what it is, called fenbendazole. And they are wondering now if that could be able to be a good cure for cancer, because it robs cancer cells of, you know, sugar or something. I can't remember. I didn't totally read it. So, of course, Big Pharma wouldn't want something that's $7 a month to cure us, but is there any truth to that? Seems like a lot of little studies going on.
Erik does like this. So when he does like that, he means this astringent in nature. That's something that is not just sucking the sugars away, which means that the cancer doesn't have food, which means it will work. What else will it take away involving electrolytes? So it could have a bit of other problems. So you'd have to combat that other problem.
Yeah, they say you have to have other things with it. I can't remember, some vitamins and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I'll type it fenbendazole if anybody wants to look
but
it
they're
up.
right about the premise of it if they get the dose right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Amber Fox would like to speak with her dog, Bentley, who recently passed away. I would like to let him know that I miss him. Oh, he knows, and love him dearly. Does he know that? What happened to him? Oh, goodness.
Does Erik says, and he's showing me something, and he said, despite the perception from the owner of trauma, it's actually the heart that gave out so that trauma could not be experienced. So the owner believes one thing based upon just like lack of understanding and perhaps the potential of trauma. But it wasn't. It's actually trauma occurred after the heart gave out.
Oh, okay. Any messages from Bentley? Or is it too recent? Or
no, it's the more recent, the better. with the puppies and the kitties.
Oh,
He says, I really didn't. I just really need you to know that I didn't suffer. I just really need you to know that.
good. Will Bentley come back and as another animal companion?
He says that Amber would have a hard time with that right now because she's got, like, they were very connected. Like sometimes animals can be deep soulmates with the humans, and she
Mm.
just doesn't want that right now. She's still grieving.
Oh, I see. All right, but maybe in the future. All right, Sean Humphers, thank you for providing this opportunity. I'm interested to know what message Erik might have for me. Love you, folks. Love you too.
He said, you aren't confused. You're afraid. There's a difference in these energies. So people say that they're confused when they don't want to accept that they have a fear about something and kind of a distortion about something. But, you know, those distortions in your head arise whenever you're afraid of the truth of yourself.
Mm,
So you have been recently given more time in your life to live, to breathe, to focus, to joy, to love, and you're appreciative and simultaneously confused about this gift. Why? Why? It's because you're afraid. It doesn't matter. Use the time constructively. Live wisely.
that's awesome. Doesn't Pamela look beautiful today, guys? Look at her. Look at that face.
Thank you.
You look so angelic. Okay, I better stop talking because it shows me my face. All right, now here's one from the YouTube side. Hi, Erik. How are you? I'm following. I've been following you since yesterday. Wow, watched most of your interviews. Great, good job. I hope to see you in the spirit world. Well, hopefully not anytime soon. So, do you have a message for our brand new family member?
Having messages for who?
For her. I didn't even say W. Hikmat, Hakmat.
And but from whom? From Erik or
Yeah,
like?
yes, or she didn't really have a question,
Okay,
but
okay.
she's a brand newbie. She's a newbie to our family, but not in the Jim Jones kind of family way, okay? But
Okay. Um, he said, "Welcome, welcome, welcome. Bring it in," and he hugged her. And
oh,
then he said, "No, you're not really a newbie, though. You say that about yourself, about like not really being fully awake or not really understanding what the fuck we're talking about, but you kind of do because you're living it. And that makes you an example for everyone
mhm.
that says they understand, but their life isn't the example of that. So you understand without even knowing the terminology. But do you need all the terminology for what we're talking about to know that you're living a good life? That's mastery." So he did like this to her.
Pat yourself on the back. That's awesome. Uh, okay, Colette Law, any messages for me, please?
I want you to look upon everybody else as a part of you that either is a you that's in the past or the you that's growing into the future. So the you that's in the past, when you're looking upon people right now, you're looking at them and you know that you've already been there, you've already learned it, you're getting frustrated because you don't understand why they just can't see it. And he said, it's like you want to convert them into your belief system because you feel so good, but they don't want to be converted because they're the old you. They just want you to forget that and accept their beliefs, not for yourself, but to accept that they believe something different than you. People, you can't convert your family members. It's just like you may as well, no. He said, no.
That's right. Impossible. All right. From Kim Hollinger. My husband passed away September 13th, 2019. I'm sorry, baby. His name is Stephen. I'm glad you said is Paul Hollinger or Hollinger. Um, does he have any messages for me?
I think the
Oh no.
he likes the dog in Elisa's house. um, and he also says, you know, I like math. You know, I just can't stop liking math. I know you don't. And it's all good. It's all good. And he said, I just really care about you. I love you. It doesn't just stop, you know. Please, Kay, who's Kay? Kay, Karen, Karen. Tell Karen I said hello. And pay attention to driving lately. You've been just zoning out when you're driving. You know that's not good. You just skipped a stop sign last week. Why?
Wow. Yeah, that's awesome. Such validation. Look what I just discovered. I did not plug this in my headphones. It's like I might as well take them off. Okay.
Do that all the time.
Oh, geez. All right. I was wondering why it sounded weird. All right. Sandra Mix. Hey, ladies, I've been watching for over a year, and thank you so much for helping me during my spiritual journey. I love you both, and I love you, Eric. Oh, I love you too.
Oh,
Give me a wet willy. Y'all go to 2.5 Dogs and subscribe to my fun channel. Let's see. If it's okay, I have 2 questions. One on behalf of my neighbor and one from me. Does my neighbor Kathy have any messages from her late husband Donnie? Let's start with that first.
okay, about cooking. You just don't need to cook for 5 people anymore. I get that, but that doesn't mean you need to cook at all. Like you just stop cooking at all. Just because, like, why? Please eat some real food. I love you.
Oh, all right. The other one is does my nanny Carol have any messages for me? Thank you again. Thank you too from Canada.
Sandra's annoyed by a neighbor to the west. It's a
Ooh,
land neighbor, not like directly like a house, like up on her fence type of
okay.
thing. But fences are important and walls are high right now. So there's a reason for that because the property needs energetic defense.
So how do you do that? What do you do? Are there portals that need to be closed with dowsing rods or anything like that?
He said, what if you walked around your whole property and you just sent love going outwards? You know they can't handle that shit. So just send love outwards from the north, south, east, and west property lines everywhere. But particularly
Say that again. You broke up a little bit.
He said, what if you just walked around all of your property lines, particularly the west, and just sent love outward? You know, he showed me an image of Care Bears. You know, did you guys watch that?
Oh yeah, Care Bear stare.
Yeah, he's like, so do the Care Bear thing all the way on your property, sending love. They can't handle that shit, and the problem will resolve.
All right, good. That's easy. All right, so I was wondering if Eric could shed some light on why I have so much difficulty waking up in the morning. Oh, that's for me too. I just the worst 1 minute in my life is getting my ass out of bed, and then I'm fine. Okay, so let's see. I've worked hard and my health and sleep are better than they have been, maybe ever, but it's like I fight coming back into my body every morning. Oh my God, I know, girl. Oh, that's awful. Yeah, so what, Eric?
He's writing down a bunch of things for the general public, but for her specifically is apnea. She's oxygen deprived, which even when you're sleeping, it will wake you up a lot and pull you out of REM patterns to make your body not believe that you had any rest because it's so disrupted.
What does she need to undergo sleep studies?
Yeah. So that'll help just getting the proper oxygen. He said you can get one of these things too, because for her it's sinus related, the apnea, physiologically in the sinuses. So you can wear one of those things. But for the general public, he said there's a lot of reasons. Apnea is a major one. Food at night, just don't do it. Don't eat after 7 and don't eat between 2 hours before you go to bed and don't get up in the middle of the night and eat. He said electronics at night, 2 hours before you go to sleep, and meds at night, unless you really need them. You know, unless your doctors say you need them. And even then, he said, I'm not going to go too far into that question, Pamela. But meds at night can cause it, and apnea can cause it. All those things can cause this problem.
Oh, wow. Okay, great advice. Okay, so let me see this. Christy Arinda, is it true that there are blue aliens from Andromeda? Do they exist? I guess you're saying.
He said the human eye, the cones and rods in the eye relate everything to blue because they cannot see the other colors. So they just put it to blue, like as a default. But they're colors that you can't even see, like because you only have a certain color system in your eyes. So we put everything to blue, but it's unusual colors that aren't in the human spectrum, and is that's everything with the blue. But insofar as Andromeda's, sure. And think about this. Earth is like a big comic book. Anything that you could possibly conjure and many things beyond what you could conjure and imagine are available to you.
That's awesome. You know, it's really weird that you say that because I remember laying down in my bed and I saw in the periphery, and this is long before Erik died, sitting on a chair near the wall, this blue outline, this blue fuzzy stuff. And when I looked, it was gone, but I felt like it was our old family member slash carpenter handyman, Mr. McAnally. So, and I'm sure it was. You don't have to answer it. All right. Sukran Bicer, has Erik ever visited me?
Mm-hmm. He said, I can't always get your attention though, because you believe that visits should be something you see or you hear, which is a common belief in communities nowadays. So I'm trying to talk to you. When I said I'm trying to talk to you, he like flipped my pen out of my hand. Right? And he literally flipped it. That was funny. He's like,
Does that mean he's going to prank you?
yes, he pranked. He does it all the time.
Oh, how funny. All right, so on the Zoom side, Patty Zolinska. Hello, Erik and Mama Bear. Erik and I are familiar with each other, I hope. Anything as far as advice that Erik has for me, I'd be appreciative. I love you. We love you too. Patty Z.
He said, oh my gosh, chakra schmakra, like what's up with this? Everybody's like, clear your chakras, heal your chakras, cleanse your chakras, just pay attention to your body. It's not saying that they don't exist or they do, but they are belief systems that you create. So you can't not integrate because you didn't do some function and associated with a chakra cleansing or like managing your chakra systems. I really, while it's fun and it's helpful, when you believe that it's helpful, you don't need to do it either.
All right, interesting. All right, I got on that along those lines. I have one from Elmer on the Zoom Q&A. Hello, Elisa, Pamela, Erik. Can I ask Erik what happened to my body and what should I do? What chakra should I focus on to work?
He's laughing.
Erik.
He said, but I just said you don't have to. But if you really believe that you do, then of course you've made it a belief that you have to. So
Well,
now
what happened to his body? We'll go there. What happened to Elmer's body?
it started having a lot of default mechanisms kick in from not accepting body. And it started just really vibrating at a different frequency than the spirit. The spirit was vibrating at a very high frequency and the body just couldn't keep up. So he gives me this analogy all the time about like being on a highway. And if the driver is spirit and the car is the body, the driver is like, got its foot on the gas, like vroom, when you wake up spiritually. And then your body's like, dude, man, it was like driving one of those college hoopties. If you ever had like, I had one of those as a college student, like one of those cars that couldn't keep up with my.
Oh, yeah, right.
It's like that. This is what happens in awakening. So these vibrations, the ringing in the ears, guys, all that's normal. We don't have to keep thinking about what it means. It just means your spirit is vibrating faster than your body, and your body just needs to keep up. It needs some time, so just take care of it.
So this all Elmer needs is just time.
Well, he's going to focus on a chakra. If he's put you in that belief system, Erik said, focus on the root chakra. Ground yourself, meditate, ground, put your feet in the earth and go swimming.
Oh, awesome. All right, great. And Pamela, is there a message to guide me?
So Erik said, for you, it's not about different dimensions that you're trying to go to. It's not, where are we going to go? When people say, I'm in the fourth dimension, I'm in the fifth dimension, I'm in the sixth dimension, it's all like hierarchical systems. What if there's nowhere to go and everywhere you're trying to go is in here? What if heaven's in here is what I have to say. So what if you're seeking, if all that's within you and that can be so fulfilling, just remember that.
Awesome. All right, let's see if we can take one more on the YouTube side. Salia or Sayla Paddock. Thank you, Erik. The type is so small. Thank you, Erik, for helping me get up in front of a lot of people to share important information. I know you helped me. I felt it. Okay, that's great. Thank you. I thought it was a question, but good. All right, so BJ Vinci, Vinci, V-I-N-C-I. Any words from my brother, Chris?
Chris gave like really good hugs. Like I feel him giving me a hug that he wants to give to you. And I just feel it wrapping around my whole body and it's really warm. He had a really soft voice when he did it. And there's two sides of Chris. Like he could be like that, or he could be like, you know what, man, get your shit together. Eric says it like that. He can
Oh,
be really, really passionate. So he's showing the loving side right now and just like giving that person a hug. And he's like, look, I know that you're going to miss me more than the rest of them. I know that, and I'm with you.
is that it?
Mhm.
Okay. I guess we could do another one. Let's see. I don't know if this is somebody we had before. I really need help with finding out what is going on with my life. My beautiful cat Merlin left home in August. My truck broke down and I broke my leg. Also, I'm just finding out I may have liver issues. I feel like my whole world is falling apart. What can I do? And why, when, and will my kitty come home? I miss him so much.
That's a really hard thing when the spirit of the animal just says, I want to be roaming right now.
Mm.
So this doesn't, Eric says, this doesn't necessarily mean that the animal's gone or that he will or won't come back, and we can't predict the future. So what this lesson teaches you is the now. What are you focusing on? Can you let it go now and just accept that the kitty made another choice, you know, without relating it to whether it's alive or not, without relating it to suffering, but just trying as hard as you can to honoring the fact that kitty made another choice, you know, and with your leg, it's saying, stay still. You're going 1,000 miles per hour trying to find meaning for all these circumstances, you know, and all that it is accepting and being still and being at peace, and not seeking, you know, logical things anymore. Just, you have been put in a position in your life to have the capacity to be very, very still and to have the means to sit still. And right now to take care of your body because you have no other choice to, and then to take care of your mind and emotions simultaneously. And then all of your gifts are coming out and you're meant to use them for yourself and others. There are writings that want to happen. There are paintings that want to happen. There are teachings that want to come out of you. There are people that want healings from you, including yourself, by the way. Start there, and you're in the leg emotionally. But Merlin left so you could do that. The leg happens so you could sit still. The truck happens so you could sit still. We don't need to put any other suffering-based meaning on this. I need you to forgive these meanings that you have created.
Okay, good. Good advice. All right, I skipped this girl, so I'm going to have that be my last question. Danielle, I would like to know what I can do and what direction should I go in my career. I feel blocked. I thought that healing and spiritual counseling was in my path, but I don't see or feel that I am moving in that direction. Thank you.
He said that problem is a marketing problem, not a spiritual problem. It's a logical
Right.
problem. So many people come into this and they go into what they're meant to be doing, particularly healers and channels and teachers in the spiritual communities. And they think, well, because I'm not getting paid for it yet, and because it's not successful, then maybe that is not what I'm meant to do. And you couldn't be further off the mark from that.
Oh, okay, that totally makes sense.
That's all that it is. This takes time. You need to learn how to market yourself. This is a practical problem. You have it. You know what you're meant to do.
Oh, awesome. That's great. All right, thank you, Pamela and Peric. Thank you, Eric and Pamela. You guys can check out Pamela and her awesomeness at PamelaAaralyn.com, and I'll put it right here. Thank you guys, and I'm sorry we couldn't answer everyone's, but just keep on keeping on.
Yeah, we just go as fast as we can. And
Yes, we do. We do.
yeah,
We answered a lot of questions, or Eric did, and you
yeah, we
did.
did fast this time. Yeah.
Yay. All right, thanks everybody. Have a
Yeah,
great
thanks
week.
to Lisa too on the new channel. Don't forget to tell them about your new channel. I love that channel.
Oh yeah, the 2.5 TWO and 2 and A and then HALF dogs.com. So it's fun. It's just fun. 2.5 dogs, because one is Sailor, the big dog y'all just saw, the medium dog, she's passed out, Scout, and the little dog Bella. All right, bye.
Bye. Thanks, Lisa.
Thank you.